excited. If the customer orders it, Z06, when can they get it? And if you haven't been over there, we actually have 6 Z06s on display, and big 5 Stingrays. We have the chassis, we've got posters, and then you got all of us friendly faces to ask questions and talk and just have fun with. So if you haven't been over to our display yet, please come over.
70 years of the Corvette brand. You know, we're celebrating our 40th, you guys doing the 70th. And I guess this is the opportunity for you and Josh to talk about what went into this car, the Z06, etc. So I'll hand the microphone over to Josh, and the floor is yours. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to step up and you can ask the questions of Harlan and Josh, and they'll be happy to answer them for you. They'll have the car here for probably a few minutes after their Q&A. You can take some more pictures, etc. But Harlan Charles, Josh Holder, gentlemen, the floor is yours.
Thanks. So we also have, I just want to mention Kirk Benyon, our exterior design manager. Makes these cars beautiful, of course. And what you're looking at is our 70th anniversary edition Corvette Z06. And, you know, it's been exciting to bring back the Z06. You know, Z06 has a long history. Started in 1963, where Zora created a special race package, only 199 cars. Then in 2001, we had the 5th gen Z06. We brought that name back, and it became its own model. And it quickly became very popular and became known as the closest to the track experience, you know, the race car experience that you can get in a street legal car. And we kept upping the game for it. 6th generation with the 7-liter engine, 505 horsepower, aluminum frame, added carbon fiber. And then in the 7th generation, you know, we noticed everybody really loved the Z06, so we expanded it. We had coupe and convertible models, both transmissions available. We went to a supercharged 650 horsepower engine, and then now to the new mid-engine 2023 Z06, 670 horsepower, the highest horsepower of any naturally aspirated production V8 ever. So we're very proud of that. 8,600 RPM redline. And you guys heard it coming in. It's really a thrill. But first I'm gonna talk about some of the news with Corvette that you may or may not know. First of all, I want to thank all of you. Corvette has continued to be #1 in what we call the luxury sports car segment. Actually, it's pretty close to 50% market share. So that means as many people are buying Corvettes as all the other sports cars combined. So thanks to all of you who bought Corvettes and love Corvettes, and we really are lapping the competition. And we love to win. Of course, we're back-to-back manufacturers championships with the C8R. We've won there. We won in the showroom, and we've also won in an area where many of the competitors are not too happy with or may not expect, and that we won the J.D. Power Platinum Quality Award for the best quality score of any car or truck or vehicle on sale in any segment. Corvette is #1. So all your friends, anybody who has a Porsche or Lexus or whatever they have imported, tell them if they want to up only their performance, not only on the street, but they also want to up their quality, Corvette is a better quality car and a faster car and a more fun car to have. Amen. And all from your friends made in America. Thank you. So we're going to talk about the Z06 in particular and some of the engineering details. I'm going to hand it over to Josh.
Thanks, Harlan.
Engineer.
We were here last year and we were just on the Nürburgring. Some of you were asking, what's that car on the Nürburgring, and can you tell us more about it? And of course, we just respond with dumb looks. We were at the, what I call talking about it stage. So we were about to announce reveal, and in October, we finally got to take the wraps off this mean machine, the all-new Corvette Z06. Obviously, there's a lot of visual differentiation between the Z06 and the Stingray. The first thing you'll notice is the big wide stance to cover those giant tires. The rear tires are 13 inches wide. So we've been talking about how the mid-engine architecture allows traction and grip like no Corvette before it. Well, Harlan mentioned 670 horsepower from 8,600 RPM of flat plane crank fury. we get that to the ground with a big tire. And Kirk will talk a little bit about the bodywork around it, but effectively every surface on the body serves a purpose, serves some kind of a function for either aerodynamic performance or cooling. And speaking of cooling, that new engine requires some additional cooling. So the Z06 has an additional radiator in the front. So at the center, you notice the big ride, aggressive grill work. That's to get more air into the front. And we augment that with an additional radiator at the center between the two radiators outboard. We also have extra fan capacity at the front, so the fans are 50% more powerful to pull more air through those radiators. And in addition to the Stingray Z51, the Z06 has a radiator on both sides of the car. So you can tell from the beginning, the Z06 was in the plan. When we architected the 8th generation car, we knew we were going to do something like this, and we knew we wanted to get back to, as we say, our naturally aspirated roots. We wanted to get back to the visceral feel of a naturally aspirated engine, but it had to make more power. Harlan said 670 horsepower, the most powerful naturally aspirated V8 on the planet. Well, how do you do that? You do that by getting more air through it. More air is more fuel is more power, and the way we get more air through it is to rev it really high. And so the flat plane crank, many have asked, what is a flat plane crankshaft? What does that mean? Effectively, it means that the rod journals, the main journals, all align in a flat plane. And what that allows is bank-to-bank cylinder firing. So in a normal 90-degree V8, no matter what you do, you can try as many different firing order combinations as you want. And at some point, you have to fire 2 cylinders on one bank consecutively. And those cylinders are fighting for air on that side, whether it's the intake or the exhaust manifold to get it out. Well, a flat plane crank, and the reason it sounded so different when Harlan drove it up here and revved so quickly is because that firing order really alternates bank to bank. The cylinder heads, of course, they're dual overhead cam, but if you take them apart and were to see the inside of them, they really are borrowed from the race car. When I say borrowed from the race car, we share parts with them. We talk about the technology transfer with the race team and how closely we work with them. Well, on the Z06, we literally shared parts with them. So the combustion chamber is CNC machined, the ports are CNC machined. It's built at the Performance Build Center in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's a bona fide race shop. So everything about this LT6 engine is all designed around the Z06. It's not a truck engine modified for a Corvette. It's a bespoke engine designed intentionally for this car, for this architecture, and planned that way from the beginning. Does 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds. Does the quarter mile in 10.6. I'm sorry if you're a drag racer. 1060 at 131 miles an hour. And it's really not, we didn't design it to be a drag car, it's just that capable. But it's a all-out track machine that we describe about the different parts that make the Z06 different, but it's really, when you guys get a chance to drive the car or read about somebody driving the car, as you first will, they're gonna describe how different the Z06 is over the Stingray. It's more different than a Z06 has been from any standard Corvette in previous generation. It's just an amazing machine. The brakes and the chassis, of course, are also bespoke to Z06. We have an available carbon ceramic brake package. The rotors are a little bit larger than 15.5 inches. I remember my first car had 14-inch wheels. So the brakes are huge, they're supremely capable. Of course, we've got on the Z07 package, the cup tires, basically straight legal racing slicks developed with Michelin by the same team of engineers that work on the race car. So another example of technology transfer. So the chassis tuned around all those parts makes this car a wonder machine on the track, and we're super proud to be able to finally talk about it, show it to you guys. Of course, you've read a lot about it since we revealed it, but there's a lot more to talk about. We could stand around this car all day and talk about it. I'm going to let Kurt talk a little bit about the aerodynamic performance and the intention put into every surface and feature you see on the exterior.
Okay, hey everybody, glad to be here. This is a great time, we got great weather. We'll talk about a few things. You know, I would tell you for Z06, first of all, we've put a lot of new exterior content on this car. The Z06 is now getting a new unique rear fascia. And you can also see it gets a new unique lower, the center exhaust being a big part of that. For us internally, this center exhaust was like invention. Getting it to resonate and sound good throughout the car, that was a big deal. We've also got unique bezels back here. The quarter panels are unique as well. They're designed to get around these big rear tires as much as the front fenders are, and the car gets an all new front fascia with new front bezels there as well. So alluding to Josh, what he's talking about, the aero package, we've got a very creative wing back here. It allows you to see out of the car through the center, but it picks up a lot of downforce on the outer edges, so that's key. You'll notice in the front there's a new splitter there. That's actually a 3-piece splitter now. I think for some of us that if you may touch the curb here or there, you'd find that you damage the whole splitter, right? But now we've created it in such a way that if you hit a corner, you're not replacing the whole piece, you can just replace that module in there. Some key unique things to the body side, you can see it's got a different graphic here for the side inlet, and then also the rocker. These are tuned obviously to grab as much air as we can possibly, and then the rocker helps us with the yaw stability in that. So between what you see on the dive planes here in the front, the splitter, rocker, and the rear spoiler, we're seeing about 650 pounds of downforce at 300 kph in that. So that's pretty significant. But like I said, we feel we've got a great deal of change in this car for model year 23.
Yeah, so just to continue from Kurt, on the interior of this Z06, if you get the top level package, it has a carbon fiber steering wheel that's new with carbon paddles. And we also have, this car has the carbon fiber interior trim level 2, which really means it's got a lot of carbon fiber in the interior. The whole console, the doors around the doors, it wraps into the instrument panel. It's really, if you love carbon fiber, that's the car. This is the car for you. But, so what you see here, this is a 70th anniversary edition, and the 70th anniversary edition, again, celebrating 70 years of Corvette. That's the longest running nameplate in the industry for cars. And we really want to do something special. So it's actually available Stingray or Z06 in the colors, and Cooper convertible. So this is the pearl white tri-coat. This is the first time we've ever had a tri-coat paint for Corvette. And in the sun, you can see it really sparkles. We also have you can get the carbon flash, which is a black metallic, which is pretty cool. And then we have the red stripe wheels and red brakes, of course. And then it has a special interior, which is ceramic white leather with red stitching and red seat belts. And the instrument panel is all wrapped in suede. So it really is a unique interior for this car. And then every 2023 Corvette gets a special 70th anniversary plaque and etching in the window. But you're probably wondering, do we have anything under the hood that's different on the 70th anniversary? So let's open the hood. So remember, this is the hood. So we also have a special 70th anniversary luggage set that comes with every 70th anniversary edition included. And you get 2 bags, and they both fit in the front. So anyway, we have, if you come to our area, we have the carbon flash at one. We have both Stingray coupe and convertible. And if anybody wants to hear it again, I'll get started real quick. And that's just idling, but yeah, you're good.
Do you guys want to hear it rev?
Josh wants to do it. We'll let Josh do it. Put it on the mic. So it's as much fun as it sounds. So we'll hang out for a while if you guys want to come down and ask us anything for a little bit. And if you're more, we're doing seminars all day on different subjects in our tent, and stop by and see us, and we'll be here all weekend.